All right, so here he is, one of the best lightweights in the world, Dustin Poirier, putting that status on the line yet again here tonight. Great frame for this lightweight division. It's amazing to think he had as much success at featherweight as he did. Long arms, good footwork, nice submissions as well. This is truly a 5-tool player.
Yes, he's one of the best fighters in the lightweight division, and it shows every time he steps into the octagon. And a victims list that includes Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. You know when you're looking at Dustin Poirier that he is one of the best fighters in the UFC's lightweight division and has the frame to compete up, and he's shown that before he was a featherweight. So a guy that may compete over 3 weight classes over his UFC's career.
And we remind you, when he faced Max Holloway at UFC 236 for the interim lightweight title, Holloway came in with a 13-fight winning streak that Poirier promptly ended that fateful night in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, DC, you're not fighting tonight, but I know you're anxious, as I am, as Conor McGregor returns to the proving ground here tonight. This is the biggest superstar in mixed martial arts history, and a damn good fighter, too. Let's see what he does here tonight.
I have no horse in the race, but the butterflies are kicking my stomach up and down because every time Conor steps into the octagon, it feels like a momentous occasion.
Yeah.
One of the biggest stars in all of sports. He transcends the sport of mixed martial arts. A guy that has a fantastic left hand. He's very quick. He's a master of managing distance, managing space, and the speed and the ability, the eyes of Conor McGregor is something that we don't pay enough attention to when we watch him fight.
And of course, every time he competes, all eyes are on Conor McGregor, and yet more often than not, he doesn't show up flat on fight night. He rises to the occasion. The Jose Aldo fight certainly is the one that people will historically talk about, but let's see how it goes in this spot for Conor here tonight. And now our tail of the tape for this lightweight scrap. Poirier is 31. McGregor is 32. He will have a 2-inch reach advantage. We send it inside the octagon. The veteran voice is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the octagon, Dan Murgliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Madison Square Garden Arena in New York City, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a boxer holding a professional record of 28 wins, 7 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record of 22 wins, 6 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in at 155 pounds. Fighting out of Dublin, Ireland, the notorious Conor McGregor!
All right, commit to the rules of the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, come out fighting.
They touch him up, and we are underway.
You ready? You ready?
All right, here we go, round 1. Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. First meeting was back at UFC 178 in September of 2014. It lasted less than 2 minutes. Since your guy Poirier has won 9 fights, the UFC Interim Lightweight Championship. All he wants, though, is to get another crack at the notorious Conor McGregor.
To win over Conor McGregor can be life-changing. We saw what it did for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Dustin Poirier wants that and feels as though he deserves that through hard work and commitment. You have seen him go on a run after going up to 155 that has been unmatched by many.
Big head kick. Both guys throwing potential fight enders here in the early going.
Game of inches right there, boy. Wow. It was a good night if that landed.
just unable to quite find that range. Throws a big right hand, but doesn't find its home. Right hook to the head, blocked.
Way to hide that leg kick.
Flush right hand is true.
Another big leg kick land.
Finds a home for that left hook.
Big liver kick lands under the elbow.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Nice punch lands over the top.
Again, going back to the jab, just out of range.
Big leg kick land.
McGregor advances and lands flush with the left hand.
Lands that left hand. He's always looking to land that strike, and he does it again in this big spot. He's throwing every part of himself into these big leg kicks.
Under 3 minutes remain in round one. Oh man, that's a nice kick right there.
He's doing a great job of landing that kick over and over again.
Throwing that jab, no good. Circling to his right.
Beautiful punch.
Poirier gets absolutely punished by that head kick. So just over 20 total strikes. It found the mark for Conor McGregor. Oh, big uppercut there. Didn't get the knockdown, but that is a significant strike.
A very significant strike. And now his opponent may start to drop the hands to block the uppercut. So look for him to throw something else now up top. I mean, he's cutting down the size with these beautiful leg kicks.
Just misses with the right hook. Visibly limping here. Oh, well, both fighters pretty comfortable on the ground, DC, but you gotta be very careful hanging out here for too long if you're his opponent. Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by Dustin Poirier. All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage on.
All right, so he postures up here and now figures to rain down some ground strikes.
Yeah, the ground and pound will be aplenty from this position.
Well, he's more than content to work off of his back, DC, where he has been a magician in his UFC career. And he landed the right hand there. Nice hammer fist. All right, he's very comfortable fighting off his back, DC. Now looks like he's trying to hip escape.
Yeah, he's trying to hip escape or maybe look for a Kimura here.
Closed guard here. He's very comfortable here working off of his back, DC. Oh, he postured up there, gained some valuable separation.
And now the ground and pound starts.
30 seconds to go. Oh, the ground and pound strikes continue to rain down. The opponent better move out of harm's way or the referee's going to stop us.
He better start to move, and when his opponent starts to posture, he needs to put his feet on the hip, push him away to try to escape this very, very dangerous position.
Well, pretty good work off of the bottom here by McGregor. Oh, some big punches raining down here, picking his spots well, and hasn't chosen to engage his opponent on the ground necessarily, posturing up and making these shots count.
I mean, why would he? He's having so much success doing it and fighting in this exact same manner that's leading him to be ahead in the fight right now.
You don't have to worry about nothing else. Throw me a left and a right in there, man. He's not covering his face. Get him to the body.
All right, let's take a look back at some of the replays, DC, and if you like the kicking game, that was the round for you.
Yeah, man, he used his kicks beautifully. He managed distance, managed space, and eventually those kicks started to really take an effect on his opponent and slow him down. He has to stay the course next round.
All right, here we go as our next round gets underway. His strong leg packs so much power. that even when he doesn't throw it full throttle, you see he's able to inflict damage. We'll see if he can keep it going here in this round.
He doesn't throw it full power, but even when he feints it, he draws out reactions from his opponents because they don't want to get hit with any more of those kicks. It's a sight to behold.
Oh, you can hear the thwack from here as he lands another leg kick in DC. Now we're seeing visible damage as that leg starts to redden up.
And now you start to see the damage. And now you start to see the limping of the opponent. Watch as he gets kicked in the leg, he's turning away. He can't even get any pressure on his front leg anymore. He is beat up. That leg has been tenderized by this young man.
He blocked the punch. Good head movement there, nice slip. Well, it seems like more than that, but unofficially 115 total strikes have landed for Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Well, more often than not, DC, when the strike has been thrown, it has found the home. 52% the accuracy rate against Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he's mixing it all up. Big punch land.
Lands with a right hand. All right, so he's landed some good shots tonight, but this is not a combo meal, right? No three-piece, no soda. It's one and done more often than not.
John, don't you come to me without a combo. I want the whole play. Oh, he's hurt bad. He's hurt bad, John. He's got to press it. He's got to go chase that finish down now.
Oh, straight right. Back and forth we go. Just over 3 minutes now to go. And a nice job at least staying upright on that. Keeping busy here in the clinch. Well, he's really picked up the pace here in round two. Much more aggressive now here and starting to find himself in the pocket. And there's the shot. Hey, finally gets the takedown. It wasn't for any lack of effort, but finally that shot was good enough to get his opponent down.
I don't know how many times, John, I could have watched this guy shoot takedown attempts without securing one. It's almost like out of pity. You feel good for him to finally get it done. Now what does he do with this top kick?
Working inside the closed guard now. Now the hammer fist here by Poirier. Man, how fun is this to watch as he continues to dole out damage with the ground and pound.
Take it back to the days of guys like Mark Coleman, just beating people up in the ground and pound. This guy is a throwback fighter. He's very fun to watch.
Yeah, the Godfather would be proud. Well, working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Poirier.
He's putting him in exactly the positions he needs to be in right now. He's able to relax here. And he understands, being a veteran of so many fights, that as long as he's on top, he's winning. He feels like he's winning here.
Ground and pound strike is true. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Oh, he's got the ground and pound going now. All right, a good ground and pound by him here, certainly staying busy, and not just busy, but effective.
You can just throw punches to keep the referee off you. This guy is throwing punches to be effective, to throw damaging strikes. He's doing a fantastic job.
Gets up again here, but hurting.
Nice kick. These guys are going at it.
Poirier gets hit with a kick here. Let's see how he responds. Oh, that's a good right hand. Connects with a right. Well, Conor McGregor's boxing looks sharp here tonight. We talk about him as a master of distance management, but he also uses his long reach to great effect. It's one thing to have a long reach, it's another to use it and to use that jab, and McGregor has really mastered it when it comes to mixed martial arts. All right, so a nice shot there defensively to raise the guard and prevent any damage.
Those hands never leave where they're supposed to be, and if you do that, most times you will block the shot that's incoming.
Nice punch by McGregor.
Nice body kick right under the elbow.
Final seconds here of round number two. Oh, he's got that right hand going tonight, DC. Connected with it there.
He's thrown so many left jabs. To throw that right punch straight down the pipe, it's unreal.
Oh, he hurt him bad with a jab.
All right, let's get you some highlights from that previous round. A lot of high-level leg kicking going on there, champ.
And he did a great job of hiding it. He wasn't giving any sign that he was going to throw those leg kicks. That's why you didn't see his opponent check any of the kicks, and it won't take many more for him to really damage the mobility of the other combatant.
All right, next round is underway, DC. We talked about his powerful kicks, how he attacks all sides of the body, the head, the legs. Pretty good start for him tonight.
That was so impressive to see. Someone fight almost predominantly with their legs and have that level of success.
Oh, stuffs the takedown without issue.
Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one?
Got clipped with the right hand.
Oh, that was a big takedown. Is this the one that's gonna break him?
He's got a serious right punch, and he went to it effectively there.
It is his money shot, and he will continue to throw it until he finds a knockout.
Man, this is some serious ground and pound here, DC. He's not just staying busy for the sake of staying busy. These strikes are doing damage.
Oh, yeah, no pity pat to this guy. This guy's trying to land, and he's trying to land effective strikes.
All right, so you gotta be careful playing on the ground with this guy. You don't want to mess around for too long.
Oh, nice right hand.
Working in half guard here, making these shots count. Nice hammer fist. Oh, the ground and pound is there. Bottom fighter trying to control posture, unable to do so.
And now he's in a lot of danger. He's got to grab that head, or he's going to get blasted.
Well, hard to win fights in mixed martial arts from the bottom, but nice work here in that position by McGregor. Outstanding ground and pound here. Somewhat of a lost art in MMA, at least in terms of making sure that every strike counts. Not an issue for him.
He's making every single one of them count. He is not pity-patting. He's not touching. Every punch that lands, he wants you to feel it.
Well, not ideal to spend this much time on the bottom, but you can't fault him for his activity. Landing strikes here from the bottom. Nice work by Conor. And they both stand up. Just missed with that right hand. Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to pile up these body shots here in the latter stages of this fight. You didn't see a lot of that in the earlier rounds, making up for lost time here.
Big, powerful punch lands. Now he gets back to range.
Big power shot there. Oh, I love the jab. I know you love the jab. That was a nice one.
It's my favorite punch in all of fighting.
Man, look at the redness now, almost immediately on the right side of his body. Oh, man, that left hand is so educated, and he led with it there.
He's so comfortable throwing it that he will use it in place of a jab sometimes.
Takedown defense holds up. Poirier gets the double leg takedown. Nothing telegraphed about that shot. Well done. Nice hammer fists. Under 2 minutes to go in round 3. Man, this is some serious ground and pound. He's trying to put this dude's head, like, through the canvas.
He's one of the better ground and pound fighters we have in the entire UFC, and you're seeing why.
Elbow. Well, you gotta be working off of your back. He's certainly doing so here. Nice punch. Oh, nice connection by him there with the right hand.
The right hand is the dominant hand, and you can see how well he throws it.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Poirier. Well, we wondered earlier why there weren't as many body strikes. He's making up for lost time here. Shot to the body connects, and that bears watching. That's going to hurt this opponent. And now trying to take the back. Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Great punch.
Try to establish that jab. Oh, how good is that Poirier jab? He's got huge hands and certainly was able to find the home for his jab there.
I mean, the King of Lafayette has got it going tonight. Dustin Poirier fights from the southpaw, but he's a right-handed guy. That's why that jab does so much damage to his opponent.
Well, you got to think he's happy with this performance here tonight. Essentially, just the way he drew it up, it's been a striking fight.
It's like a fairy tale. He's doing everything he wanted to do, and his opponent isn't doing much to try and deter him and really mess with the game plan.
Stuffs the takedown there. How good is his takedown defense? Jockeying for position in the clinch. Both fighters here trying to get a more dominant position.
Oh, that's a nice strike.
Oh, good opportunity to do damage here. He's got that tie clinch. Oh, McGregor's worked hard here. Now he has the back. Well, DC, headgear's not allowed, but he has raised the hands, and he's doing a nice job protecting the dome.
He's doing a great job of blocking his head. A lot of times, those shots to the head will knock you out. Not this time. This guy's making sure nothing lands.
All right, let's check out some of the action, DC. What a display of just sheer punching in that last round.
I mean, he looks like a boxer. He looks like a professional boxer out there, throwing and stringing those combinations together. He landed those big punches over and over again, and it was this one right here that really did change the tide of the round.
All right, you ready? You ready? Let's go, guys, fight.
Blocks the shot. Splits the guard, lands the right hand.
You gotta check these low leg kicks.
Winded up on the right there to no avail.
Nice punch there.
Power right hand there from the King of Lafayette, Louisiana, Dustin Poirier. Mike Brown there in the corner has really honed Dustin's all-around game, and he certainly finds himself in the middle of his fighting career. Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. And now he's got that tie clinch. We'll see what he can do with it. Oh, McGregor's worked hard here. Now he has the back. Oh, man, it ain't Dikembe Mutombo, but he is blocking all these shots coming his way.
Man, get that out of here. Oh, he's hurt. Serve him up. Go get him.
Oh, crowd really enjoyed that one. What goes up must come down. Man, I mean, what would that do to me? I'd be out like half a year, bro.
You'd be done, John. You would not be calling fights. You would not be working anymore. Your back would be out. But people get mad when somebody wrestles too much, but they always enjoy slams like that. Big body kick. Nice punch lands.
Well, the octagon, not a great place to be when you're looking for a rest or a stool. His stamina has been a huge issue tonight.
It's abandoned him, but he did it. He tried. He fought as hard as he could for as long as he could. Now it's about survival mode.
Oh, working hard here against the fence. We'll see if he can get the takedown. Under 3 minutes now to go in the round. Well, he is really starting to apply a lot of pressure here down the stretch. Not as much offense earlier in the fight. He is making up for lost time now.
Straight punch lands.
Poirier's lower jaw now starting to show signs of swelling. Beats the elbow there. Useful strike there. The ground and pound on point tonight. Oh, he knees the body here inside mount. Nicely played. And again, keeping that knee on the midsection. Oh, nice job here staying busy off of his back. Nice offense from the bottom. Working off of his back here. Looks like he may try to hip escape. Nice hammer fist. Continuing to work out of the half guard. Oh, he gets back up, but barely. Look how wobbly he is.
Landed a good uppercut there.
Oh!
What a fantastic strike to throw at the exact right moment. He deserves this moment. Go finish this
Knee
fight.
to the body. And now he's got that tie clinch. anti-plum.
When you're in the clinch, you can pull down on the head and land these beautiful punches to the head.
He's got him hurt here. He's out!
It's over! It's over! What a fight!
You knew if he landed that weapon repeatedly, it could be a short night for his opponent, but that was just one perfectly placed strike that his opponent candidly didn't even see coming. It landed flush, and the rest, as they say, is history. Big knockout win for him here tonight. All right, let's get you some replays now. Certainly a lot for our replay guys to work with in the truck. This was a clinic tonight in terms of mixed martial arts acumen in every realm of the game.
A full-on display of all of his skills. He did everything in this championship-winning performance. He used his wrestling. He used his elbows. He used his pace and pressure to really wear down his opponent so that he can get his hand raised.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Wigliano's called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 33 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by knockout, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Well, there will be no shutting that smile off tonight. The celebration is on as he gets a huge win by knockout tonight. I got to think there are a few better feelings in the world than walking into an octagon and candidly knocking another man out.
Yeah, you shut a person's lights off, man. There's nothing like it. Now, I understand a lot of times we hope for the knockout, but he was never hopeful. He was sure that he would get it done, and he did exactly that.